that wrong. She has no makeup on, so.
Oh yeah, all those YouTubes about no makeup. It's been kind of nice.
It really has been nice.
Mm-hmm.
I did doll up for y'all today, though.
Might
Your
want
hair
just a
looks
little bit.
impeccable.
Yeah, I'm eyeing that
Did you get a
sweater
haircut?
you got on.
If you can borrow it.
Do you love to come raid your closet?
Are you, Mary, you good to go?
Yes,
It just popped up and said we're streaming live on YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
Woohoo! Go Mary.
I'm going to go ahead and call this HBC meeting to order. And I think Mary sent the minutes out from, and I'm reading this on the computer, so that's why I'm looking over here. The minutes from February the 20th, everybody had a chance to look at it. Did anybody see any revisions that need to be made or corrections? Or if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve those from February 20th.
I so move.
Okay.
Second.
There's a second.
seconded. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Oh, Robin.
Everybody, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We're going to move on to new business, and we got our guest today, and he is no stranger to everybody. If they've been they know they've been the cleaners because it's our only one, but I think everybody knows Scott other than the cleaners. So I'm going to sort of let you take your projects and sort of roll with it, and then we'll come back with questions. Okay.
Okay. Just to give you a rundown, and I'm here this morning representing CPC Office Technologies and our owner, Roger Wallace. He's been in business in Pensacola since about 1972. And we're fortunate enough to be his 9th branch now. We have facilities from Panama City, Fort Walton Beach, on across. Basically, we have coverage all the way to the Mississippi line now, and then up the western side of the state to Birmingham, and central even. There's some gaps in Alabama that we don't cover, or lots of them, but we do have a significant portion of the dealer area for Sharp and Lexmark and KIP large format printing and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We do lots of things, lots of IT support now and services. So when Roger and Doug have been working together for 5 or 6 years and trying to strike a deal, and they finally struck a deal, and here we are. So Roger wants to really make this place
CPC Office.
In his own words, he wants to make it look like a dollhouse from the outside, and I'm not sure exactly what that vision is in his mind, but he likes the rendering that we have here, and wants to go with it. As far as you guys will approve it. Exterior will remain the same shape. I mean, basically the same building, but we're going to replace the siding with board and batten in hardy board, and we're probably going to do that pre-painted hardy board. The bricks there you see are in red. In my mind, I would like to get the building painted and renewed and leave the bricks brick. Mm-hmm. But we have a couple of different kinds, a couple of different eras of bricks where they built and they patched and they built and they patched and they added. So we have some variations in color, but I want to see what it looks like once we get all the paint on it. But if we need to come back and look at painting the bricks, I'd like to leave that option open. And I know once you paint them, you got to keep them painted. But
yeah.
Everything else, the windows will be new, and of course we're going to go back with the original style. And he is a quality guy. He wants everything top quality and nice and new, and really everything else I think is fairly self-explanatory. Would you guys have any questions on as far as the exterior goes?
I would like to see the brick not painted if that would work out.
As would I, Robin. Absolutely.
But I think it'll look great.
I think it will too. Once everything else is new, I think maybe the mismatching of the bricks won't look so bad.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
I have a question.
Okay.
All right. what will it do historically to the building when you change from the current wood, which is lateral, to perpendicular board and batten? I mean, this is a totally different siding on this house. Is it going to affect it? And when they come down and redo the historic district, are they going to say y'all changed that one too much? It's got the same roof shape, it's got the same windows, everything's in the same spot, but you went from a standard slat wood house to board and batten, which is a totally different style. What do y'all think that historic preservation is going to say? Because if they pull them off, it's going to double their taxes.
So you like the Hardy board, but you don't want to go with it the other way. Is that right, Scott? Y'all wanted to go?
Yeah,
It's vinyl siding now, correct? It's vinyl siding there
it's
now.
vinyl sided now. Originally, it was a mix of.
That's what I was.
Actually, it wasn't even lap siding. It was like a tongue and groove beadboard mix.
Mhm.
I don't know how many of you folks know the history of this, and this place here. But from what I understand, the Skinner brothers were sort of raised on this property, and there was a big 2-story house here. And at some point, they tore the 2-story house down and built 2 1-story houses. And the Skinner brothers lived here basically on this double lot, shared a drive. So, I'm seeing it overall, it's pretty well done, as far as the construction of the house. But I do see some add-ons, some mismatching here and there. But I'll leave that up to you guys. The reason we decided on, or we want to do the board and batten is it's more of a coastal sort of look, and it's sort of timeless. I don't know if it's timeless for this area of the world up here, but man, that will be up to you guys.
I love the design. I just worry about if historic preservation comes through and goes, oh, that one's no longer contributing, and then they zap you, and then your property taxes will double when they do that, and we lose a contributing structure in the district. So who do y'all ask about that?
Well, I think does anybody have a picture of when it was changed from the original to?
All right. Go Mary.
You got
I
it?
gotta look and see.
I think that's what we need to look at, because obviously the vinyl siding is not historically, doesn't matter.
And thank you with the lap. I couldn't remember that term. On the lap siding.
Scott, while we're waiting, a sidebar question. Did Doug sell the business?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he sold out. We became this new company April the 1st, Pete.
Okay, thank you.
So Doug has gone home. Actually, Martha's got him doing all kind of neat projects.
But what's really cool is that Doug Moore Trophies is now a separate company, and it is in the old central office supply. And Ray's been over there working on the inside, and she's got it all set up. So she got that January 1, but she moved into, I guess, March 30th, she moved into her new location. So yay, businesses are multiplying and dividing.
Yeah, and we're occupying some of these buildings that were vacant, which is, I love that. I'm telling you
Makes
guys,
me
the
happy.
downtown area is looking great.
It is.
Yay.
Well, that's specialties in the old Central Supply building. That's nice. That's great.
So, and she bought that building from her parents,
That's right.
or from Martha. So all good.
Yep.
Sure is.
I'm not finding the only one I have in here is when, so y'all can see that.
Yep.
Yep, and that's after the vinyl siding. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
That
what
looks
was,
terrible. Look at all the. Okay, carry on.
The vines, is that vines?
Yeah.
Ivy.
Ivy, yeah.
That's not there anymore.
so now what is under the vinyl? It's not just clapboard, it's Something vertical, you said?
No, it's all horizontal. It's all
Oh, okay.
horizontal. It's almost like it's like a tongue and groove beadboard.
I know what you're
Yes, I could
talking
describe.
about.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
It's what lap siding used to do.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, except it- I
What's
don't
on
think
my house, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think it laps, but it's just a smooth.
Sure
Oh,
can't get it
okay.
anymore.
Oh,
Huh.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's a lot of old store buildings and that kind of thing around built out of this beadboard that I've seen. Of course, most of them are probably torn down by now,
This
but
is circa 1925. If that matters.
Well, that wouldn't be vinyl siding then.
no.
You mean that picture is, Mary?
No. That,
Oh.
when they did the review,
Oh.
the National Register review, that's,
Okay.
it was considered contributing and the building is from 1925.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
I don't know. I don't think Max McAlilly, did he have any? Does anybody know that?
I've not seen. Mm-mm.
Yeah. The other person, maybe George Jones might. Or George Thomas, sorry.
I do know Gordon Batten's been around for a long time. So it's just to this area. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure either.
Well,
Is
I love the look of the board and batten that you've got rendered there, but I'm like Anne Marie, I sure would hate for you to lose your possibly lose your tax credits.
Yeah, we would too. And I didn't even know that those tax credits existed. So you guys have taught me something this morning.
Well, they are tied to your deed and to the revenue department. Once you're put on the historic register as a contributing structure,
Uh-huh.
then they automatically bill you for what would have been half of your taxes. We
Okay.
have a number of contributing structures downtown. It's a perk
Yeah, for
of
sure.
having to go through this process. That and the grant or what you get for being in the historic district.
But I guess that'd just be the thing he would have to decide if he really wants this look versus the,
Versus the
saving
tax
up
credit.
and be
Is there
contributing.
somebody we can call and ask at historic preservation?
Taylor, maybe. Taylor
Um,
Stewart.
Yeah, she does the state stuff. Can we call and ask her and say, hey, is this, because we don't want to lose a contributing structure. We don't want to lose their tax base.
There might be somebody. I can email Taylor and ask her if,
And then,
because Mary
Can
Shell's
y'all-
no longer with them.
Mary, could you put that older photograph back up? I'm actually looking on the mayor's.
Yeah. Hold on. Y'all want me to scan it real quick and pop it up on the screen?
Was that
No,
Tina?
just hold it up for a second, please.
Okay, hang on. Got filed it away already. Can you see it?
Yep.
Mhm.
Do I need to move it out or in?
I'm gonna,
No, I was just gonna make a comment real quick regarding accuracy of detail, replication of detail. There's a beam that runs across the top of the porch
Mhm.
that is not in the current drawing. And that would probably also be a detail that would make it a contributing building. So there's a beam that goes across the top of the opening of the porch that in the new rendering probably should be added back. Do y'all see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's where they're under business machines. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah,
You talking
Okay.
about
Would you just want to run the board and batten horizontally?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Would he consider
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah.
You
That's
you
not
can
a-
do that. Look at him.
That's not the way that system works
Yeah.
horizontally. That won't look right at all.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
Well,
I'm
I know
talking
you
about-
can.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about regular hardy board siding.
Yeah, I know you can lap the hardy board, actually. You can get wide hardy planks and lap those
Yes.
horizontal. Yeah, it's not a problem.
I mean, would he consider doing that? Because that's going to look like what you're doing, or what was there originally. I know you can't get exactly, but or does he really want that coastal feel of the other?
Well, I think he'd be open to that. I mean, we just want it to look clean and nice.
Well,
new, right?
cottage is correct for 1925 Monroeville. Coastal,
Right.
not as much. I think you might, if that board and batten look, you might have found at the river in Cedar,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but not in hardy board in our district. And I just worry, I know we're up for review in the next year or so, and I would hate for y'all to lose your tax base and for us to lose a contributing structure. But that is, of course, y'all's decision.
Right.
Robin, what would be your opinion of if the hardy board going?
I mean, I think Anne Marie brought up a very good question. I think that'd be the closest to what was original, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be the safest bet if you wanted to not lose your tax credit.
Right.
Obviously it would look fine, I think.
I mean, they can't. To me, I don't think they can fault him because he knows he's not going to want to keep the vinyl,
Right.
and we really can't go back to that. I mean, it's like.
I think we can. Let's try to contact. I think the coastal. It's not a coastal area. I mean, I love the coastal look. It's a beautiful look. But we don't really have anything coastal in this area. That's the only thing I worry about. So turning it horizontally kind of goes back to the original look of the building, which I think is definitely what we're trying to do, I think.
Hey, and I think he'll be open to that, and really, honestly, it'll save us money. We don't have all those bats to put
There
on.
you go.
We just wrap it back in.
The board and batten is attractive, but the point Anne Marie and Robin made, there is nothing else in the district.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fit with the decor of the district. So a wide hardy board may be a better way to go.
And of course, I think we'd want to keep any benefits that we have out of being, on the registry. And so, yeah, I'll address that with him today. I don't think that'll be a problem at all.
And then was that Tim saying something about the beam? I guess maybe just trying to incorporate it back in there.
Yeah.
I'm pulling
Yes.
it up.
I'm not sure which beam you're talking about. Tim, can you help me out there?
Hold on, I'll share the screen. I got it scanned. Hold on.
Isn't there a, that's with vinyl siding?
Yeah, looks like it.
So the vinyl siding is probably covering over the beam that runs across the top of the porch. And when you take the vinyl siding off, you'll probably see it there. But there should be something visually to hold the bottom of the porch. It's
Okay,
kind of
it's
like a fascia board that wraps around the front of it.
Yeah, you're talking about the beam that's resting really on that center post, Tim?
Uh-huh.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're just kind of one dimensional on our drawing here. I get you. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, all of that will remain intact.
In other words, that beam will be just like at the top, but it'll be across, whereas that we're siding there before. I'm with you.
It's cute.
Yeah.
And I would think the wooden rail on the front porch is far, because it's a bricked porch now, and it looks like it was added.
Yeah, it was. It's
I think
easy to see.
wooden rail would be far more 1920s
Mm-hmm.
on a lap siding building than that decorative brick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my wife hates that brick. She says it, it's clear that it's an afterthought, and
I came in late on this because I couldn't get my phone to work. Are you talking about raising the brick piers in the front up so you could put a appropriately height rail
yes, Tim, just like we talked about, I think
like we talked about? Okay, all
we'll
right.
take
That-
those salvage
just
bricks,
double-checking that.
in those columns up, and we'll case in those posts. So
Okay,
that they'll be high enough so the rail can tie right into the brick columns.
gotcha. Okay,
And I love the door back to the original wood to match the
Mhm.
railing,
Mm-hmm.
stripping the door down and going back to a varnished look.
Yeah, and if we can't strip this one, it's in pretty rough shape. We'll find one that'll
That's
work.
comfortable.
So what color is the outside? I mean, I it's kind of cut off, so I can't see.
This blue thing is in the way.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
There we
Okay.
go. So that's from what company?
That's Valspar, Robin.
Valspar. That's what I
Yeah.
thought the B was for.
And that feather quill I have it scanned in. It actually is a little bit darker than that. The scan didn't really accurately represent. We brought it up here and set it against the siding here, and the siding on the building now looks blue compared to this gray swatch. So I think it's going to be a real
Great.
color.
And
It's
then
pretty.
and then white trim.
Yeah.
Color's great. I mean,
a 1925 banister would have been painted, just FYI.
Yes, it would have. And if you guys, if there's anything negative as far as, permitting and the approval goes, as far as the rail, we can always paint it. I prefer
think-
the paint look. I think it looks.
I think it might look better painted because it kind of sticks. I'm fine with just the door being stained. I think that'll look. I mean, I love a stained front door.
I do too.
Maybe paint this is just my opinion, and paint the rails. I think it would bring less attention to them, kind of make it more cohesive.
Good word.
Make the rails white or the gray?
White.
White.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm easy.
Any more questions for Scott? Scott, I said, I know y'all are working on the inside now. And then you said you're gonna, if this approves, and then you're gonna try to start this exterior, I guess, pretty soon, huh?
Yeah. As soon as we can get approval on this and get permitted through Tim and you guys, we'll start doing some outside work.
Oh, I know one question I have. What did y'all decide on the roof?
We're gonna go, I think, with metal in the Galvalume color, just a color.
Okay.
No weird colors.
Because it's asbestos up there now, I think.
And if budget allows, I don't know what we're looking at on this project as a whole so far. I know it's going to be pretty expensive, but if we can put standing seam roof and I know standing seam is not period, but man, guys, you know how the maintenance is on a screwed down metal roof.
Mhm.
A standing seam would be actually more period.
Would it really?
In-town house, yeah.
Well, that's interesting to know. Well, that would be my preferred way to do it, and hopefully we can put that in the budget.
Any more questions for Scott? If not, I'd like to possibly entertain a motion that we approve it with the, I guess not changes, but one of the ones what we talked about, Mary. I think you have those probably.
Yeah, the
Outline.
recommendations, yeah. I have the building feather quill, original break for the patio stain door, paint rails white, and then what was the roof?
Do what now?
What was the roof?
the roof was,
Standing seam.
the standing seam metal, yeah.
And we'll just change and go with the horizontal siding.
Horizontal.
Correct. Emery, everybody?
I think that sounds great.
Okay. Do I have a motion that we approve the COA with the changes that were discussed?
I so move.
Any second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Robin. All in favor? Aye.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Scott, thank you. Tell your boss that we're excited and yeah, it's just going to be a huge addition to downtown and historic district. I mean, it's just one more great thing that's happening.
Yay, thank you.
I'm excited about this project. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm very fortunate, very blessed to be a part of it. So thank you guys for I know this meeting was really specially called for me. So thanks again. And
Absolutely.
Thank
you
you.
guys are always welcome to stop by, check on the progress. We'd love to see you.
Thanks.
See
Bye.
you soon, Scott. Thanks.
All right, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, y'all, I guess we can talk about, I guess, you said you didn't have anything on the lemon lolly, but we will address that, Emery, I guess, when you took her some stuff by.
I did. I went and took picture of the front of the building, and then I altered it into a black and white sketch
Mhm.
through a program I have on on my iPad, and to give her the opportunity to put some color in there so y'all can see. Yes, her store is lemon lolly. No, she does not like it being yellow at the bottom. She would like something more of an earth tone to blend between the green next door at the Prop and Gavel and the gray of Cole's Ice Cream. I think she's thinking more of a neutral tone. She also discussed having a sign that protrudes from the building and hangs, much like State Farm has, or the Prop and Gavel and Roots Clothing. And she wants it in the shape of a lemon, but she doesn't want to paint it yellow. But when she finalizes her plans, I assume she will get them to you. She did remove all of the writing that was on one side of the window. The same day she put the design in the window. Mary and I happened to be Friday going around town talking to the businesses that had the opportunity to reopen. And we happened to walk up as she was starting the vinyl that says "Caught You Looking." And we discussed some options with her, which included a piece of wood or something hanging from that eye, which if you look at the eye in the window, it's actually pretty cool. And putting the words under that, but she had already cut the vinyl to go on the windows. I think she is completely aware that that's a temporary sign, and it's, did you check the rules, Mary? 10 days? 10 days for a temporary sign on the window. And we did make her aware that she would have 10 days to.
Is it the peel and stick kind of vinyl? Like the
It is.
Well, okay.
I don't know. I mean, she applied it. They applied it themselves. It's not like a sign company came and
Right.
did it.
So does she know that we have the colors she can choose from for her?
Yes.
Well, that yellow, she wants, that yellow's not.
She does not love that yellow at all.
So you think she'll come by and look at the historical colors that
She is fully aware that that anything she does will affect Tanya's tax bracket. Mary and I talked to her, and I just don't know that with all that's been going on that she's had a chance to finalize any decisions. I think we kind of threw it on her that, hey, we need this by next week. And but she is aware of all the rules, and she does have all the paperwork. And Mary has contacted her and given her the size of signs. She's aware that she has to go through Tim Vaught to get a sign permit. and he'll let her know, you know, how her bracket has to be mounted and what size her sign, you know, the maximum size for that type of sign and the weight and all that.
She said she wanted a sign that mimics the prop and gavel sign and root sign. So something that pops out from the top.
Hangs
of the,
out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we can.
Called the double face projected sign.
There you go. I knew it had a name. I just didn't know what it was.
If the maximum square footage on those are 3 square feet. So
I'll want to keep the May 28th meeting, and I can try and invite her to come to that.
Yes,
Okay.
because I think we might have possibly something else to go by then, maybe, hopefully.
Okay.
Let me think.
Michael,
Yes.
before we're done, I want to give a quick update on that loose cornice on the old bank building.
Okay, good. Because I was going to get we had a couple of updates, and I wasn't sure where to put that, but we'll do that under new business.
All right.
You can go ahead, Pete, if you want to now.
Happy to. Tim Balk called me last week. He pointed out that the cornice at the top of the building and in the corner where it's Claiborne and West Claiborne and North Mount Pleasant was pulling loose from the building. And he and I met there and looked at it. I got Hammer to go up and take a look. That cornice is a wooden superstructure that's attached to the brick, and then there's a metal cornice that's pressed onto the wood structure. The wood is rotting, and it had pulled away from the building about 6 inches on the North Mount Pleasant side. So if you stood at Claiborne and North Mount Pleasant and looked up, that corner was pulling loose, and the danger was falling off and injuring somebody. So Hammer went up there in a bucket on Tuesday and took some 18-inch anchor bolts and bolted it into the brick and then covered those bolts, and they tightened it up. They didn't get it completely snug, but they moved it within about 2 inches. And I told Tim yesterday, I'm confident that it's secure.
Good.
And there's no danger of falling off that building. And I've got several texts and emails. Has the renovation on the old building started? And sadly, no, we're just making temporary repair. I noticed the picture even made the paper, this week's Journal.
Oh, yeah.
Guys in the bucket truck up there making that repair, but that's what that's about.
Okay. I had mentioned something to Tim yesterday, and I know, Tim, you probably hadn't had time to mention anything to Brett, but y'all know when he did his COA for the insurance agency that he owns next door, they had those transom windows that he uncovered and how nice they looked. Well, there's some kind of white panels on there now that I'm not sure what they are or what the purpose. They may be keep rain out. I'm not really sure, but I asked him, since I have a connection now with my dad, I'm uncomfortable asking him, but y'all notice those when you go by, because I'm not sure. Tim, I know he was quick when I asked you yesterday. He may not have responded, and that's fine, but I was just wondering, do you have anything new on that?
I don't.
Okay.
Did he give us a reason why those were up there?
Huh?
Didn't he give us a reason why those were up there?
I've never heard a reason.
Okay, I'm just making that up.
I know one of the windows is broken.
Is that what?
And there's been discussion about what to do because there is stuff behind the transom. And so there's not going to be light behind that transom.
Right.
The windows are painted a pastel green behind it, but one of them is broken and has to be replaced. I think from the discussion I had with Brett, that is up there until the decision can be made of what to do. But I don't know when that decision is planned. I know that COVID has really altered the way everybody's doing things. And but I don't know what his forward plan is with it, other than there was discussion of painting, and don't paint it behind the windows black so that it looks like it's empty space back there. But anything he does, all the glass is going to have to be removed, and that's going to be probably a far more expensive project than he ever planned on.
But the panels are just, they're just sort of there. It's just,
Yeah,
anyway,
I believe they're temporary, but I understand we definitely need an answer on why.
Well, if y'all remember on our last COA, when Chrissy was over the board or whatever, you know, we went way over on his 6-month COA and either had to extend it or he had to present another one because it's been so long since I can remember. But he's not timely on stuff, and I don't want this to run into another 6 months and, you know, past the COA that we approved. So anyway, that's just a thought.
He's probably not been very busy with his business due to.
He has been very
Yeah, he
busy.
has. Oh, that's
He
great.
has, I mean, nonstop. Every time I go in and check on him, because he was UPS, he was considered essential. And the number of companies that had him printing stickers for the floor that, you know, stay 6 feet
Excellent.
back. He was traveling to Camden. He did a bunch of stuff for the hospital. I mean, he has been
Good.
busy.
So, okay, good. So he's not worried about, well, that still brings
He's just been working.
working. That's good. That's good. Because
Yeah.
I was about financially, you know, if he hadn't been busy, then that would even be even a bigger burden. So,
And I want to tell y'all that on next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, there is a Main Street training, and it is all about design during this pandemic and how we approach things. And it is free. And if any of y'all would like to join as Monroeville Main Street's guest, you are welcome to. It's from 10 to 11:30 next Tuesday. Just let me know. I will send you the link and let you get registered. And you can watch it from home because it's a webinar.
send it to me.
All right. And it's Randy Wilson, who came to Monroeville with the original team with Main Street, Alabama, and did our assessment for downtown and talked about, you know, possible changes we could make over time and things that were important. So I have a great deal of faith in Randy, and I think he'll have good suggestions on how do we work through this when we're looking financially at hardship for many people.
Okay.
I like that too, Anne Marie.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hey, Mary.
Yes, sir.
And Mayor, Laura Cole messaged me yesterday, and I don't know if she called y'all, but you know, she's doing curbside on her with her coffee or whatever. But she's having a little parking issue because she's not getting enough parking places with Milton's secretary and the lady with the Christian bookstore parking. Anyway, you know, she can't do curbside. She can't if she doesn't have any parking places. And her question to me was, can she designate parking places? And I sort of reminded that we covered this when I was at Alabama Ag or after that. That's a state right away with the highway, and you can't, you know, we can't designate parking places. You know,
Correct.
and all right. But I mean, I don't know how to, we can even remedy her concern, because I mean, I guess with the curbside, if everything goes back to normal, then there won't be an issue with that anymore. So, you know, I don't know. So I'm just giving you a heads up that she's sort of disgruntled and not really sure what to do. And I didn't give her any direction. So
Can I chime in on this?
yes, please.
What many of the Main Street districts have done for their restaurants is added a traffic cone with a sign above it that just designates one or so parking spaces in front of a business temporarily during the requirements of the social distancing to enable the businesses to have that quick, easy pickup so they could run it out to them so nobody's coming inside. I can inquire if any of them are on state highways and if there are regulations, and see what the rules are, and maybe I'll go in front of the council in 2 weeks. Would that be okay, Sandy?
Well, yes, but I hate to wait 2 weeks on that. I don't see why we can't go ahead and do it. I mean, this is, you know, a way for them to continue producing revenue for their business. And I really don't want to get in the way of that. So I would say, let's just let them do it.
I think I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Can you
Does
not
the
go
city-
in yet? As of May, can you not, can they,
You can go in her place, you just can't sit.
right?
But she has a
So
lot
you
of.
do have that option. That's good.
So the
So,
curbside is really a service to the consumer, I think. Public Works has traffic cones. I mean, I don't know if you have any, but I can talk to Michael. And then, yeah,
could we get one for, because Janet's been having the same issue.
yes,
And
absolutely.
for Sweet Tooth.
Yes.
And I will have signs made. If I
Right.
can get
Okay.
traffic cones from the city, that's something that I can have done fairly quickly. I can rip off a design from one of the other communities and get those printed quickly and get them up hopefully by the end of day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
Sweet
then
Tooth
if-
have access behind the building? In
Well, the
parking?
problem with those at the back, and I talked to her about that, the lady at the bookstore and Milton's secretary, they won't park in the back because Milton has cats and they get on her car. I know that's
Oh,
crazy.
no, I'm talking about Sweet Tooth.
Well, they're already parked in the back, one of them.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth doesn't have a back entrance, and neither does, I mean, they have back entrances, but they're kitchen entrances.
They need a front entrance because
They need to be able to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think they need it too.
So if we
But
just
I-
put one out in front of each,
Yeah.
So one of the issues, am I understanding this correctly, that employees are parking in front of these businesses?
That's correct. There's not enough.
Well, why don't they park on the other side in front of the courthouse?
Yeah,
Well-
park across the street.
You try to tell Ann, Mr. Milton's secretary that, and then later, I'm gonna tell you. good luck on that one.
You know, they park farther than that from the front door of Walmart.
Yeah.
Can they park on the other side of the street?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
of course
what
they
we're saying,
can.
but-
No,
They can,
there's no
but-
cats over there.
Well, will they? Yeah, that's the problem.
they can, but they don't. We have business owners that park smack in front of their business. Well, it's how people know I'm open. And I'm like, well, that's what store hours are for.
Wow, how about that?
Johnson's Jewelers both park in the front. You remember
Really?
the two ladies? Yeah, if you notice, I mean, Brett parks in the front. There's so many that just park right smack in the front. I don't get it, but anyway.
Wow, I don't get it either.
I wonder, a letter, a nice, appropriately written letter, just to hand out to the businesses on Main. No, yeah, like, everybody's like, no.
Yeah,
Well,
Robin,
I
you
mean-
hand those out in person.
Yeah.
You know,
keep
it's always
regularly.
been a discussion that there's not enough parking on the square, but I walk around the square all the time. There is plenty of parking. It is, there's something mental in all the studies that they talk about, that people just don't want to walk 3 stores down, but they'll walk 3 miles across the Walmart parking lot.
Right, there you go.
And it's a convenience thing, and it's, you know, it's just kind of the way people are wired. But we are trying to make everything more walkable and enjoyable when you walk downtown, but not everybody has their own way that they do business, and
Mhm.
and we can't change that. We can offer suggestions, but They're gonna do what they want to do unless they're required to do otherwise.
Mhm.
If the shop owner says, as employees of my store, you are required to park across the street, then those employees will park across the street.
Mhm.
If, and the same thing goes with the county parking lot. They did that great parking lot for county parking, but the employees still park right in front of the courthouse because it's habit and convenient. So
Okay. Thank you for the, I think that cone remedy, I think that'll work, Mayor. I think that's great. Mary, do you want to move on to old business and you discuss the National Register
Or
part of,
Mayor, do you want to,
or Mayor? Yeah.
since she spearheaded the application
Oh,
and
that's right. She sure did.
Well, I don't know if any of you were on that conference call, but our consultant, Lynn Causey, did a great job of presenting the nomination for the park, and it was nominated as Vanity Fair Park. And so it was unanimously approved by the Alabama Historical Commission to move forward with the National Review Board. So I don't know, I don't have it written down what the date is for the National Review Board. Mary, do you have that?
I don't. Is it in that letter that they sent us?
It may be, I don't know. I just, but we do have, we still have to clear the National Review Board to have it listed.
it's awesome.
Excellent. That's great.
But it was a very good, it was a great, she did a great job with her research, and Cart Blackwell actually made the motion to move it to the National Register Review Board, and it was unanimously accepted. So anyway, we're on with that. And as far as the National Historic Landmark, we still don't know when that committee is going to meet, but there's so many backed up nominations for that, but we're either going to be in the first wave or the second wave once they meet for the courthouse.
Great.
So I don't know when that'll be, because it was supposed to be this fall and now we have COVID. But they have appointed the appropriate people, and that was a hang up for about a year. So they have appointed a board. So
Wonderful.
yeah, it's exciting.
Great. Anything else as far as?
Oh, Mayor, it's September 24th.
Okay.
Oh, wait, well, it says the nomination will be considered at the review board's next meeting, which is scheduled September 20th. So I don't know if the review board is the National Review Board or the Alabama Historical Review Board.
That would be the National Review Board.
Okay.
So thanks, Mary.
I guess if there's anything else anybody brings, I talked to Bradley Martin to see if she had anything, and she didn't, but she did discuss that they're thinking about taking the blue awning down at the old Morgan Furniture building where Monroe Nutrition is. And I don't know what they're going to do, but anyway, I encourage her, we're going to need a COA of what they're going to do. And anyway, none of us like the blue awning, but we have to have a plan on what they're planning to do. So anyway, maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll have something ready at our next meeting. Anybody have anything else? I have a motion that we adjourn.
So move.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye. Thank you all.
Aye.
I think this is great. And Anne Marie, I'm going down to the coffee shop on my way into work, and I'll just mention that so she won't be frustrated that we've got a remedy, and then I appreciate you getting the cones and all. If I can help, let me know.
Should I go ahead and do a couple of extra signs, so in case Monroe Nutrition pops up and wants one, or Hunter's Run when they open?
I thought about Monroe Nutrition because she told me at their other stores are averaging 100 drinks a day, and she's averaging 200. And I don't know if that's just because they're just opening, but anyway, she's got some good business going.
She
Very
does.
solid. Yeah.
And Marie, is there any update on Hunter's Run when they might, I know the virus is impacting them, but they're still.
I know it got pushed from originally, from April to May 15th.
Right.
But I don't know where Hammer is. I had heard it might get pushed to June. Of course, they can't do anything until the state opens a restaurant. And we all know, if you've ever worked in the restaurant business, 50% capacity in a restaurant is not best case scenario to actually turn a profit. So when he makes the decision to open, I'm not sure. It's not a conversation I've had with Michael. I was just kind of waiting to see when the construction ended. And Pete, I have a bunch of information on that Mesker front on the bank building. I think you probably have some of it. That metal work it's called a Mesker. I follow a group that puts pictures up all over the place, but that one was in an ad. That bank building was actually used for a Mesker national ad. So there's pictures of the corner of the building. Of course, we have original pictures, but there's a whole group that you can contact where to get repairs done that are proper, where to get replacement parts. And I'll get that to you.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks.